Today, I'll be looking back at Blaster Master for the original Nintendo. Released in 1988 by Sunsoft, it is the epic tale of love won and lost between a boy and his frog. Now I'm gonna do my best to try to explain this. Stay with me here. Jason likes to spend hours staring longingly at his pet frog named Fred. Desperate for Death's sweet embrace, Fred leaps out of his bowl. Wow, not having a lid on that thing really has some dire consequences. Fred then wall jumps, Ryu Hayabusa style, out the window and into the backyard, where to Jason's horror, it immediately starts humping a box of radioactive. Wait a sec. Radioactive what? Oh geez, it just says radioactive. Fred the Super Frog then trips and falls down a hole, which wasn't there before, which Jason immediately jumps in after. Once in the hole, Jason discovers the tank Sophia III, a vehicle designed to battle radioactive mutants. He is absolutely determined to fight these mutants and save his beloved pet frog. The 8 worlds of Blaster Master are made up of 2 different styles of action games. You travel through the levels as a 2D platformer when inside the tank Sophia III, or when you exit the vehicle to search on foot. When you leave the tank behind to enter buildings, the game shifts to a top-down perspective. Blaster Master is made up of 8 non-linear levels. Much like Metroid, exploration is key. Defeating the bosses grants upgrades to Sophia, and the player can backtrack to earlier levels to use those new abilities to get to previously inaccessible areas. In addition to these upgrades, Sophia also has an arsenal of missile weapons that can assist in destroying the game's most annoying monsters. Homing missiles are very helpful in some of the game's most difficult levels. This is really not one of them. My favorite trick in the game is useful for beating many of the bosses. It's called the grenade glitch. You just land a grenade and press pause. The boss then keeps taking damage because the grenade remains active even though the entire game is paused. The boss can't hit you and just has to stand there and take it. After about 10 seconds, you just unpause the game and the boss is dead. I'd just like to say one thing real quick about video games in general. I hate limited continues. Hate them. This game is difficult enough on its own, and it only gives you 5 total continues before sending you back to the beginning of the game. There's also no passwords and no save features. I really believe that this is the main reason the game is not remembered as fondly as Metroid. Blaster Master had to be beaten in just one sitting, making the game much more difficult than it needed to be. If you'd like to give the tank Sophia III a drive around the block, Blaster Master was released to the Nintendo Wii's Virtual Console on December 14, 2009. Thanks for watching. For VideoGameSaga.com, this is Tony B, and I'm out. Retry? You know it.